Oh, it's raining and it's pouring and it's not going to stop anytime soon. People are being evacuated from their homes, but if they don't leave, should police go back in to save them? If your underage daughter was considering an abortion, wouldn't you want to know? A proposed ballot measure goes a step further, saying your daughter's doctor would be forced by law to tell you about your daughter's plans. Is that right? And some say Lady Liberty is lonely out there on her little island. Some say she needs a Mr. Liberty. Oh, really? Wait till you hear how much that's going to cost. Hello again on the Filter Forefront. Would you want to know if your underage daughter was considering an abortion? We'll have that, but we'll start with this. The rain continues to batter Southern California, one of the biggest series of storms in recent memory, and it's not over yet. Streets are flooded, driving conditions treacherous, hillsides are eroding. People in some areas are facing imminent danger. The mayor has urged many people to evacuate. Some have listened, others have refused to leave. Our contributors joining us via Skype, civil rights attorney and radio talk show host Leo Terrell, and doctor of social ethics Charlotte Laws. And Charlotte, I'll start with you. To me, this is a no-brainer. If you're told to evacuate, you evacuate, right?
I disagree. I think that people have a natural instinct. Some people have a very natural instinct to protect their homeland, which is America, and also to protect their home. And they want to be there to bail water out of the pool, to protect their possessions. And I think they should have a right to stay there and maybe sign a waiver, which many people are doing in this disaster, saying that they understand they may not get rescued. The only exception would be if they have innocents on the property, such as children or pets. I think those innocents should have to be relocated to a friend or relative's house outside of the evacuation area. And people should also know if they have pets, that many hotels that don't normally allow pets will allow them in an emergency.
Fred,
Leo, please, go ahead.
I'm chomping at the bits.
Go ahead.
I agree with you 100%. What Charlotte does not realize, respectfully, is that there are people risking their lives. Deputy sheriff, I have a sister who's a deputy sheriff, and this is the same type of analogy with the fires. They go up there, tell people, come down. How in the world can you place personal property over human life? And I got news for you, Charlotte. If the father and the mother says, we're staying, they have the right to keep their kids there. This is idiotic. It's wrong. These sheriff officers, firefighters, everyone who goes up there risking their lives to bring these people down, it's a no-brainer. They come down immediately.
Now, but Charlotte, you believe that people should be allowed to sign a waiver saying...
Yeah. Exactly. I think people should have a right to kill themselves if they want also.
Oh, come on.
And people are signing waivers, and they shouldn't have to be rescued. If they say, I want to stay here, I've heard your orders, I don't want to leave, then no one should be responsible for rescuing them. I mean, if you can rescue them, great, but people shouldn't be sacrificing their life to rescue these people.
It's a catch-22. Public safety has an obligation to warn people. So you got people going up there, sheriff officers, firefighters, my sister going up there saying, get down. They should take it upon themselves, but you put people at risk to try to save these individuals. What are you going to do if the person doesn't
leave, Leo? Are you going to put a gun to their head? You're going to arrest them? You're going to haul them off to jail? I think that's absurd. I mean, we end up with a Nazi state.
Oh, come on. We're talking about public safety, lives versus property. It's a no-brainer.
Well, the one thing we know here, and the mayor said it, if we go up and ask you to evacuate and you choose to stay after we've told you to go, you're on your own, and we're not coming back. All right, let's move on. I know that you are probably a little waterlogged, but aside from that, are you happy? If you live in California, I'm not so sure. A new poll suggests Californians are unhappy and feel the state is in a worse position for the third straight year. Much of this is related to economics. Do you agree that our state is becoming a worse and worse place to live? And even if that's the case, would you rather be anywhere else, Leo?
Yes and no. Yes, it's getting worse. Fred, I have a small law practice, and I'm hiring lawyers as law clerks because they're looking for jobs. I mean, this state is hurting. Over 12% unemployment. People are out of work. I mean, it is horrible. But would I want to live somewhere else? No. I love Los Angeles. I love California. It is hurting, and people are losing their homes. They're losing everything. But the problem here is this. Until we get some help in from Washington and the state, the city is broke, the county's broke, nothing's going to change. But I wouldn't want to live anywhere else other than California.
You know, Leo makes the point, Charlotte, that the city's broke, the county's broke, the state's broke, everybody's broke. Well, how are you going to get help to fix it if everybody's broke?
That's true, and I think that people are hurting all over this country, and I think probably people are hurting more in other states than California. I think California is a wonderful place to live. I think Los Angeles is fabulous, and I do like to criticize politicians sometimes for some of the laws they make, but we're a very progressive state, and I'm proud of that. Our stance on marijuana and the environment and animal issues. And the main concern I have about California are some of the outside factors, like the fact that I read today that China's pollution is going over the ocean and coming up to the West Coast and polluting us, or the idea that North Korea could build a missile in 3 years that could hit Los Angeles. That's the thing that worries me more than what's going on inside the state. And I know in Los Angeles, when it comes to real estate, for example, we're always the last to have our property values plummet. The rest of the country starts feeling the pain before we do, and then we recover more quickly.
Well, I'll tell you what, they really plummeted here. Go ahead, Leo. Take the last word on this.
One other point on this is that it is expensive to live in this great city.
Sure is.
It's expensive to live in California. And notwithstanding all those obstacles, I'd rather live here, but it is hurting. It is getting worse for the average citizen.